I think that for me, carbon drawdown is a no-brainer. You take carbon out of the ground and it's used to fuel our lifestyles, whether it's, turning on a light, driving down the street, whatever. And it's simply a matter of grabbing some of that carbon that ultimately ends up in the atmosphere and putting it back in the ground. And I think we, like to feel like we're paying for our carbon sins through offsets. We release a ton of CO2 and we, offset a ton of CO2. But what I found was that a lot of those offsets, they're not like for like. You're taking a fossil fuel that's been in the ground for thousands of years and you're maybe trying to offset it by planting, let's say, a tree. And look, trees are amazing. They're so important, but we want to have long-term carbon drawdown. We want to be basically putting carbon back in the ground again for thousands of years. And I think that's what, for me, struck me about blue carbon ecosystems as being really special, that they are the same ecosystems that created fossil fuels in the first place. They're a form of very long-term carbon drawdown. So blue carbon ecosystems, for any listeners who might not be familiar with them, well, they're seagrass meadows, they're tidal marshes, they're mangrove forests, and to some unknown extent, seaweeds play an important role as well. And these three ecosystems only occupy less than 1% of the seafloor, yet they sequester more than half the ocean's carbon. And so when we say, what is blue carbon? Well, it's actually carbon that is captured and stored by our coasts and oceans broadly. But most of us refer to these ecosystems because they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. They're the ones that are the key contributors to carbon drawdown.